Hello, happy Friday, everyone. How's your Friday and weekend going? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, what you got? Any amazing plans? Write it down in the comments. So, I'm going to be talking about the three things everyone needs to be successful to reach their weight loss and or fitness goals. And you're probably like, well, there's a lot of goals. There's a lot of things that we want to be successful with, right? There's These are universal principles that are good throughout. Doesn't matter whether your goal is weight loss, whether it's balancing hormones, whether it's to be healthier, and so on. It's the three things I see common throughout every single person. But before I talk about these three things, let me first start off and talk about what success actually looks like. Success from your health perspective is not just a weight number. It's not a destination where you're like, I hit this weight, I'm good, I can now stop working on myself. Because it never stops. Success in health is you being healthy long term. Um, as long as you can open your eyes and breathe, you're living your best life, you're healthy. You've got no digestive issues, you're free from bloating, you're free from cravings, and you have the ability to basically like eat the things that you want, which is food freedom, go out with dinner with your friends and still have a good time. That is what my definition of success for health is. And so let's dive right in and basically go into our first thing, which is going to be the strategy. From a strategy perspective, every single person needs to go into their health and fitness goals with a game plan. I call this planting a flag into the water so you have a direction to swim to. If you don't have clarity on your goals, then you don't have a direction where you need to go. Everybody's strategy, of course, is going to be unique. It's going to be different and customized to you and your blueprint because you guys might have all the same similar goals, wanting to lose weight and be healthier, balance your hormones, but the step-by-step process by somebody who has 5 kids and works 11-hour days is going to be different than a step-by-step process for someone who is a stay-at-home mom or somebody who doesn't have kids, right? But this is something that everybody needs. And someone who also works like um night shift, for example, or what nurses or nurses do. I'm not sure how doctors work, but I know nurses and people who work in the hospital besides doctors can have um a lot of varying shifts, right? Sometimes 2 days of night and then one off day. I mean, one day they're off and another day they're like doing morning shift and so on, right? um so we need that blueprint, we need that process, or else there's so much information out there, right? You can Google things, you can watch YouTube, you can listen to podcasts, and there's a lot of information, but it's not the information that helps us get to our goals. It's the customization, it's the step-by-step process for yourself that is going to fit into your lifestyle, that is going to fit into your schedule, that's really gonna allow you to maintain this long term. I see information like a tool, right? Just because you have a fancy tool doesn't mean it's going to be useful to you. Doesn't mean you're gonna know how to use it, and it doesn't mean you're gonna get a good quality product or good quality fix from that tool. And all of the information that we get on health and fitness, weight loss, there's a ton of information out there. I mean, let's be real. Just in my free Facebook group and my content alone, there's a ton of amazing resources that you guys can apply to yourself. But like I said, everybody is different. And one of the things that you have to go through is breaking down your own sense, saying, what does my game plan look like? What are the destinations that I have to be able to hit through this journey, and what is the strategy? Like, one of the things that I talk about in my programs is developing a no fallback strategy, which is really important because everyone is like, oh, in case I don't make it, this is what it is. No, let's remove every obstacle to actually make it to your goal so you don't become a plan B person. Okay? And we all know that plan B person was like, oh, I can do this in the event of this. Well, if you put so much focus and time on plan B, you'll never get plan A done, right? You'll never get your goals hit. You'll never lose the weight, or you keep on regaining your weight back. There's always that constant cycle. And also think too, the strategy aspect as like an accelerator to your goals. It takes the overwhelm out of everything and it's like, here you go, here is your specific plan. You don't need to worry about what your friend is doing. You don't need to worry about what your family is doing, your co-workers, because you can take this plan and essentially run with it. All of the guesswork it be getting taken out of. You don't have to wonder if is this the right thing to do? Should I be doing this? Because it's designed for your body and it's just a step by step, easy to follow game plan for yourself, and everybody needs that step by step process, right? Because everyone finds the whole process intimidating and they already talk to a lot of people who told me they don't know where to start, right? Now, once you have the strategy, the next thing we build into is the mindset. And not everyone starts off with a perfect mindset in my programs. It's the only thing you need from a mindset perspective is being able to put yourself in what I call a growth mindset. This is someone who is willing to learn, someone who is willing to make changes, someone who is willing to adapt, and who's willing to take imperfect action, because if you're waiting for the perfect choice, it's never gonna happen. Think of it like a computer, for example. Like version 1 came out, then 1.1, then 1.2, they built on what worked and what didn't, right? And how do we move forward with that? Mindset is not relying on motivation anymore, which is huge. I hop on calls with people who are always like, oh, I don't feel motivated, like I need something that's gonna like build this motivation for me. And it's like, if you're relying on motivation, you're always relying on something else or someone else to tell you who or what is going to be successful for you. And that's not realistic in life. And it's not going to be maintainable long term. So building a mindset is huge. It's going through your habitual processes in your routines. It's developing and working through limiting beliefs so you can start to have that self-sufficiency and feel confident in the things that you are doing. Mindset is the most important thing because we can have the step-by-step strategy, but if we continuously believe in our mind like I can never reach my goal, losing weight is hard, I'm always going to balance off my hormones, why do I have to eat carbs, why is this in my plan, blah 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 blah, I'm always gonna have bloating issues, I'm always gonna feel exhausted all the time, right? That's gonna be a block. That's gonna be a barrier. And maybe you've tried different programs, maybe you try to reach your goals on your own and you have the strategy, you have literally the step-by-step game plan, but you haven't fixed what's going on in your mind so these self-sabotaging behaviors keep repeating itself because you haven't actually gotten to the root of what's blocking you, what's keeping you stuck. And it can be something as simple as auditing your language. Like if you are invited to dinner, do you start freaking out? Do you feel like, oh, I can't come for dinner because I still have 3 more pounds to lose or 10 more pounds to lose, so I can't come out, right? What is your mindset around food? What is your mindset even around your body? Like, how are you speaking to yourself on a day-to-day basis? Do you celebrate yourself? In my programs, I always celebrate wins first, right? Like, that's a win that we can start. Well, like, what is a win that we can start off with, right? And this is why in the Facebook group, I always ask what's your wins first. I also, why I ask it in the group too, right? Because oftentimes we don't focus on what's going right. We're always hyper focusing on all the things that doesn't go right when really you can have incredible progress one week. You can be feeling really, really good, but you gotta celebrate yourself, and that's part of the mindset piece. And no win is too big or too small. Like people often think if the scale did not move this time, that's not a win. But you have a better relationship with food and now you have no cravings, that's a win. Maybe you were able to carve out 30 minutes of workout for yourself while your kids are around you, and 2 weeks ago you were never able to do that. That's a win. Celebrating every single thing helps Celebrating every single thing helps reinforce a positive mindset where your body says, I can do this, I am worthy enough, I am capable of doing these things, and this is the direction I'm going. This is my new norm. Like I can be somebody who can be successful with this. I am somebody who can actually achieve their goals. Your mindset is absolutely everything and imperative to every single day. Like how can I just audit it every single day, every single moment? And it's interesting that when you start working on your mindset, you start to really see co-workers and family and friends who haven't done a lot of mindset work, and you can start to like kick it up right away because it just turns into this almost negative energy, and you want to stay in this positive energy, right? You're thriving, you're reaching your goals, and you kind of like can pick up on other people's energy that isn't doing that mindset piece, and that can be the difference maker between two people who are on the exact same plan and one person who eats the cookie and is like, yeah, that's what I wanted, that's good, I can move on, instead of spiraling into like eating 10 more, right? The other person who hasn't done the mindset work will be like, oh shit, I messed up, why did I do that? Now I'm never gonna lose the weight, now I'm never gonna reach my goals, the whole week is done, I messed up, I'm a failure. And that person holds on to that and doesn't take a step forward because they think that they completely messed up, right? So again, same situation, same strategy, but the difference between those two people is one worked on their mindset while the other didn't. Then the third piece comes down to accountability. Whoa. Okay. Nobody started with perfect mindset, right? Perfect game plan. And the reason why a lot of people tend to be in this place where they are stuck is because when you're trying to keep yourself accountable, it's easy to sideline yourself. We've all done that, right? Like, I'll just do it tomorrow, or I'll put it off because no one else is keeping you accountable. No one else is holding you to your truth. And here's the thing, when it comes to your kids, the stuff for your kids always get done. Why? Because you have your husband or wife that keeps you accountable. You have your kids that keep you accountable. We use a community or group that helps support us because that is the drive and the fire behind everything we do. It's why I have a free Facebook group, right? That's why you're here. It's because with the group and people sharing tips and tools and me sharing amazing resources, sharing their challenges, you gain that confidence to develop a stronger mindset. I think there's kind of a mix between people who don't have any accountability right now, or maybe you're getting accountability from the wrong person. For example, if you're trying to get your partner to hold you accountable to maybe not eat sugar or whatever it is, you're gonna want them to hold you accountable because maybe in that moment where you feel like you messed up, like, come on, just hold me accountable next time. But then as soon as you're craving the sugar or you're wanting something late at night and they are now the police officer to you, you're gonna be pissed off. You're gonna be like, dude, I can do whatever the heck I want. Stop telling me what to do. It's not a solid foundation that you need to have a partner. It's great they're supportive, and it's really, really important that you need somebody like a third person perspective to really support you and hold you accountable, where you're not gonna give them backlash, be upset with them. And it's really, really important to have that solid accountability piece, like a coach, where they can tell you straight up the truth, to hold you accountable, be there for you every single step of the way, but also have other people who are going through the same thing as you, so you don't feel alone, so you can hear other people's successes and see that you can achieve that as well too. And when other people are struggling, guess what you can say? Wow, I'm not alone. And this is why, even though if I have a one-on-one program, I still have them in the group, so everyone can benefit from each other, right? Because sometimes it can feel isolating and think like, man, I must be the only one who struggles to lose weight. I'm the only one who struggles with my hormones. But the reality is there's so many more people who are dealing with the same things that you're going through, and just realizing you're not alone in this, which is really important. And I encourage you that if you're not if you're in my free Facebook group, to leverage it and seek support with your weight loss and your fitness goals. Reach out to me, make use of the guides and resources. If you're someone who is struggling, send them, if you see someone that's struggling, send them a message or comment back to see if you can help them. Now that is accountability. So if you're in the place now where you're like, okay, I'm working on my mindset, I feel like, all I need is a strategy and that accountability piece to go through this. This is what I'm here for, right? I'm here to make sure that you guys cap that layer of accountability, that you know what to do moving forward, so you can feel confident on what the basic stuff is, It's because success through a health journey is something that has to be realistic. It has to be maintainable, and you got to feel good doing it through the process. right? Not just good seeing results, you have to feel good throughout the entire process. If you can do that consistently, then you build that repeatable pattern of I'm doing better, I can be better, I'm always getting better, and it just continues to stack on each other. And I think that's what's really awesome is I would love for you guys, after hearing this, the strategy, the mindset, and the accountability, I want you guys to drop it down below on which one do you feel like you struggle with the most. Is the strategy piece? Do you not know the step-by-step process that you should be doing? Is it your mindset? Like, do you know that maybe you have the screw it mentality? Do you know that maybe you have a negative mindset? Or number three, maybe do you know that you struggle with accountability? Maybe you're always trying to figure out stuff on your own. Drop a comment down below. Let us know which one you struggle with the most. And again, just so you can have awareness, I have awareness, others are seeing you are aware. Wait, let me repeat that. Drop a comment down below. Let us know which one you struggle with the most. And again, just so you can have awareness, I have awareness, others are seeing you are aware, and that we can be able to support you in a way that you need. And if you're shy, you can send me a message too. And that is all for today's training episode. And remember, I hop on live at least once a week for now. Every Thursday actually. This week was really off for me, so I'll see you next week. Yeah, and enjoy the rest of your Friday and weekend. Bye.